We're doing a complete investigation, but I would say in general, we've moved from a cost culture after the bankruptcy to a customer culture.
I took out the word Islamic in front of extremist.
I will not answer any questions or testify about the subject matter of this committee's meeting.
From blaming someone else to giving lame excuses to just refusing to answer at all, whether it's the GM scandal, the I.R.S., or the Benghazi scandal, no one in the Obama administration is accountable for anything, and the buck doesn't stop there. It seems like our elected officials refuse to take responsibility for anything anymore. I blame the White House for creating this culture of, hey, it wasn't me. Michelle, am I right?
I thought this was supposed to be the most open and transparent government in the history of America, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Instead, this administration seems like they are more focused on protecting each other, all of those in the inner circle, than protecting the American people. Sebelius should have been kicked to the curb. Eric Holder should be gone, but they're not. What this administration is doing, it's lying. It's lying all the time to the American people, and they expect the American people to just sit back and put up with it.
Jonathan, Lois Lerner of the I.R.S., Michelle points out Kathleen Sebelius with Obamacare, Mike Morrell from the CIA, Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, Eric Holder, Fast and Furious. It doesn't end.
Well, Eric, I mean, I don't even think it's as irresponsibility as much as it's just lawlessness. I mean, what is the executive branch responsible for? Keeping us safe from foreign invaders, from criminals, from the enemy, not to fix the schools and to provide health insurance and to determine the right wage you're supposed to pay someone or the right mortgage rate they're supposed to have. The president's not a king. His role is delimited, it's defined, and to that extent, I think Obama fails tremendously. He's lawless. He's literally making it up as he goes along. So I don't even think it's as much as irresponsibility as just complete lawlessness when it comes to this executive branch.
Okay, Juan, you know, I'm teaching my 15-year-old son about character, you know, the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, responsibility, respect, down the line. I would give the Obama administration an F on all 6 of the columns of character. What would you give them?
I'd give them an A. I mean, this is unbelievable to me. Wait a minute. Mary Barra of GM testified in open testimony in Congress, came here and took a whipping. What about Hillary Clinton, Mike Morrell? Open testimony on Benghazi. All the critics got their shots in. And you just talk about Lois Lerner. Lois Lerner's been investigated by FBI, by Justice. They can't find any facts
and she
that there
retired
was
with
political
full benefits.
influence. So what do we have here? If the facts don't fit your conceived notion of some left-wing conspiracy, then you want to throw it out and you want to have a kangaroo court. That's what you kind of call accountability.
And top of all this, Wayne, on top of all this, yesterday, Democrat Jim Moran, congressman from Virginia, who makes $174,000 a year plus the benefits package to end all benefits packages, said Congress is underpaid.
Well, he's a moron, and we know Congress isn't underpaid because he doesn't do his work. You know, the first Congress, Eric, as you are aware, was voluntarily. They weren't paid anything, you know, when we started the United States. That's what should happen now. These guys, by the way, you know, I have a theory about this. If you elect rich people, they're not capable of being bribed. That's what happened when you had the mayor of New York. You know, when he was making $1 a year, and he was unbribable. So that's what they ought to do. You ought to have volunteers who do this kind of work who are in the Congress. By the way, the Congress in this case, I think, Sebelius, Lois Lerner, all of these people. You talk about the president. Before that, you know, you had Jeremiah Wright. You had all these influences, Van Jones, all these people who were around the president. The president, I'm going to say something that's really going to sound, Juan's going to come out of his chair. The president should be impeached. The United States Congress is gutless. The United States Congress, if they really did their job, they would go after these people because they should be impeached. Now, Eric Holder was impeached, or condemned, excuse me. He was condemned. He should have been impeached.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Sorry, Juan, I know you want to jump out of the chair. Save it for the next segment. We have to leave it right there. But you can continue the conversation right now on Twitter, #CashinIn. Trending on Twitter, get this 10 weeks in a row. Be sure to keep it up, make your voice heard again. When Cashin In trends, you trend. Take a look at these tweets. Grandma Lunas says, we the people have to decide when we've had enough of this out-of-control, invasive, freedom-sucking big government, #CashinIn, and talk about not making a love connection. Chuck Woolery writes, yes, that Chuck Woolery, the one thing I learned from watching #CashinIn, I agree with everyone except Juan Williams. What a surprise. Hey, Juan, quick response.
Well, Chuck Woolery, Pat Sajak, Drew Carey, Bob Barker. What is it with these talk show hosts, game talk shows? They give away other people's money. They should be Democrats, right? Right, Eric?
I guess they're not libertarian like you are. Coming up.